someone that might lead Liverpool to the title, obviously, is Mohamed Salah, because he scored again on the weekend, he scored a penalty, and he also scored against Everton. And that's now 37 goal contributions in 25 Premier League matches. And every week, every game, I'm just astounded by the numbers he's putting up and continues to put up, which he seems to have put the post-Christmas, myth to bed, really.
But I mean, that narrative is very, very funny, isn't it? Don't hear so many people talk about that so much anymore. And I think it's always been a myth, hasn't it? Because a lot of that has been affected by him going to AFCON in certain seasons. And there's no question there is generally a hangover after that. And I think that's something Liverpool have to factor into contract talks, really, is be wary that is something that could happen next season and something to maybe be concerned about. But in seasons where he doesn't go away, there's never really any let up, and he's proven that comprehensively this season. I mean, he scores the penalty, obviously. You can say, oh well, he takes all the penalties, that helps get his goals up, but he's this close, isn't he, to getting a brilliant goal as well from that Alexander-Arnold ball in behind. So his level of performances is still right up there. The numbers are absolutely ludicrous, and you just wonder what he's going to end up on. And if he keeps on at this rate again, when you look at the problems Arsenal have got in attack, it's just very, very difficult to see how Liverpool don't get over the line when they've got someone who is this good operating at the peak of their powers. Yeah.
So talking of how good Salah is, one of the main competitors for the Ballon d'Or, because Salah will obviously be a candidate for the Ballon d'Or, but someone who people mention as a potential rival has been Raphinha at Barcelona. But based on Salah's performances in the Premier League and the Champions League, you can say that maybe the Premier League is a much more difficult league to score in. Surely Salah's got to be the clear front runner for the Ballon d'Or and a good bit ahead of Raphinha.
Yeah, I would say so. I think, as you say, the difference in the leagues, I think that's quite stark. I mean, that's been really underlined recently by the fact that Antony has left Manchester United and seems to be absolutely thriving in La Liga. And I know that can happen in different leagues or whatever, but I do think that speaks to the difference in level. I don't think there's a question, really, that the Premier League is the toughest league to do it in, and Salah is doing it in this league. It's the all-round level of his performances as well. Top scorer, but he's got Haaland quite close to him, but then Haaland gets nowhere near to him in terms of the level of assists. He's just the all-round threat, doing it in the toughest league in the world. Absolutely no question about his importance to his team as well, in terms of how much he's leading in terms of the output. So there's the Rodri argument there of if you take him out, you'd be in serious trouble. So he's got an awful lot going for him in the Ballon d'Or, and I think he's got to get one of these trophies, because although it is an individual award, that always massively comes into it. Is did you help your team get over the line? So I think he needs to win either the Premier League or the Champions League, and both would absolutely be nice. But I'm very confident that he will pick up at least one, and if he does that and he keeps scoring at this rate, or even has a slight dip, really, he should be nailed on for the Ballon d'Or.
Yep. And I'm sure the next thing you're going to tell me is that he's signed the contract extension now, and we don't have to worry about anything anymore from now to the end of the season. And I'm sure you're going to tell me that Virgil van Dijk and Trent have signed, and we can just go about our days happily knowing they're here next season.
I truly wish, I wish that was the case. That would be really nice. And I think it's funny. I do keep seeing the rumor doing the rounds that they've signed, and it's being kept quiet. That will not happen. That won't be happening. We will know as soon as they sign, because clubs don't try and keep these things under wraps, because they know the amount of people who will know about it. It's impossible to do that. So, as soon as these contracts are signed, they'll be announced. But I still retain the confidence that they will get done. Players desperate to stay. That's certainly true of Van Dijk and Salah. I think Trent may be keeping his options open a little bit, but with those two desperate to stay, Liverpool desperate to keep them, because they know they can't replace players of this level. And they know that they can get a little bit more out of them. So, I still retain that confidence that these will eventually get done. But it's, the more time ticks on, the more concerned you get about it. But I'm still in that position now.